first and foremost, Mickie, it was an honor. It is an honor to have you on the show, and thank you for being on.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for having me.
And like myself and many other fans, we are happy. We are excited to hear that you'll be back to wrestling. So, and let's go ahead and get to your upcoming wrestling schedule. I hear you're going to be having plenty of shows, but from my understanding, you're going up against Hardcore Heather Owens
Absolutely.
this coming Saturday, and you've had matches with her in the past. So, how you feel about not only getting back in the ring, but to have your first match back up against Hardcore Heather Owens?
When I talked to SWE, they were talking to me, and originally I wasn't supposed to come back to wrestling till March. I really wanted to take the time off to let me heal. I had to have an emergency C-section with my daughter because I almost died, and I wanted to take that time off and heal properly. And when I talked to SWE, I've been working out in the ring. Thanks to the trainers there, they've given me that time. And, I felt like I was, back in my atmosphere. I felt like that was where I needed to belong, like I hadn't missed a beat. Been working out with some of their trainees and working out with a couple of my friends as well. And we got to talking about it, and they're like, you really could come back sooner if you wanted to. And then when I announced that I was taking bookings for March and April, I had a lot of people emailing me, asking me, why don't you come in February, work this show? Do you have this date booked in February, blah, blah, blah. And it was such an overwhelming response, not only from promoters, but fans as well. I was like, you know what, you're absolutely right. Why not come back in February? And it just so happened, February 9th, SWE had a show, and they had a spot open for a match. And they were asking me that, who I wanted to work with, who I wanted to wrestle against. And I started thinking, and I really want my very first match back to be, something that people talk about, to set the pace, set the mode for what's to come. And I got to thinking about all the girls that are optioned, and Hardcore Heather Owens popped in my mind. She's been doing very well. We wrestled a long time ago when I was real green, when she was real green, and we still had kick-ass matches where we beat the hell out of each other. It was a good time. So I called up Heather and asked her if she was free, asked her if she wanted to do it. Of course, she jumped right on it. So that's how it kind of came to be, and I am ecstatic that my very first match back will be against her, because I really think whoever happens to see that match, it's going to be taped, but whoever happens to see that match live is really going to, get the theme of, well, Mickie's back. Mickie's back to the way she was, circa 2005. No, I'm not going to pull any punches. I'm not going to, take it easy on these girls. I'm in it to not only kick women, but men's asses as well. And so I'm really excited about me versus Hardcore Heather Owens at SWE this Saturday.
Everybody check out Mickie Knuckles' first match back. If you love the matches with Heather Owens in the past, Hardcore Heather Owens, you're going to love this match. It's going to be a brawl. It's going to be a fight. And fans in attendance will not be disappointed. So I like that. You coming back. You're going up against a caliber opponent that you know from the past. And it's a sign of things to come. And me being a Mickie Knuckles fan for many years, I'm happy to hear that you're back and you go out there handling business the way that you know how. So what are some other wrestling shows you have coming up that you would like to promote?
Well, on that Sunday, actually, March 10th, a lot of us are getting together, and there is a benefit show for a wrestler named Sean the Virus Hard Drive. He shattered his forearm, and, I understand what it's like to break a bone in your body, especially one that you just can't get around not using. It's painful. It's agonizing. I get it. If you see the pictures online, he had to have massive surgery just to repair his arm. He's got a lot of metal in that arm, and he's got a lot of hospital bills. So this benefit show, the money for the benefit goes to him to pay for his medical bills. And I know there's a lot of wrestling promotions out there where the promoter says, oh, we're going to run benefit shows for somebody. and then they run it, and then the money doesn't go where it's supposed to go. Sean's going to be there himself. He's going to be at the gate. He's going to be there greeting all the fans as they come in, and he's going to be the one that takes that money. So there's no doubt on where the money's going, who it's going to. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it, because I've been one of those wrestlers before that's donated my time, did visits at shows, and it turns out to be a scam just because so the promoter can get money. It's not like that with PWF. PWF is probably one of the few companies I actually work for where the promoter's on the up and up, the booking committee's on the up and up. You know what you're going to do. You know what's going to happen. You're going to get your money. You're going to get your money's worth as a fan. So I'm really excited to be a part of PWF as a group and a whole. While I was off on pregnancy leave, I was doing a lot of graphic designing. I actually have a company called Knucklehead Images for graphic design work for independent wrestlers and things of that nature. And I designed their DVD covers. I designed their flyers, and they gave me that outlet. So while I was pregnant, I was still had one foot kind of in the door of wrestling. So on February 10th, I'm going to donate my time. I'm going to donate, my wrestling ability to try to help out a fellow wrestler who's in need. So I really, want people around Corbin, Kentucky, if you got nothing else going on Sunday, or you just really want to see a really good show, come on down. I mean, there's a ton of talent on this card. A lot of Ohio people coming out because that's where Sean's from. A lot of Kentucky guys that wouldn't normally, this mixture of combination of people. You need to come out and see this, because it's something for a good cause. It's a shame I'm going to have to kick somebody's head in during a charitable event, but like I said before, it's just how it's going to be from now on, and maybe just because it is a charity event, I'll be forgiven for it. And then on the 13th of February, I will be at Strictly Insane Pro Wrestling. That'll be in Carmi, Illinois. They actually contacted me, said they heard I was coming back a little bit early. They wanted me to come to the show. They wanted me to wrestle. We had ping-ponged some ideas around who I would be wrestling. And quite frankly, we both couldn't figure out, who would be the best opponent, who I wanted to wrestle. So that's an open challenge match to anybody in the locker room. Doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman. Whoever's got the balls, step in the ring with me. Especially if you see what's going to happen Saturday and Sunday. Whoever's got the gall, if you will, to get in the ring with me on that Wednesday on February 13th and wrestle in front of the fans of Strictly Insane Pro Wrestling. That's where I'm going to be. And then on the 16th, rumor has it, Isabel Smothers is going to be making her return along with her dad, Tracy Smothers, to JCW. And that just will be phenomenal. It's up in Detroit. Jellos always know how to have a good time. So these next 2 weeks are going to be very slam-packed with a lot of good wrestling matches for myself, a lot of ways for me to put my best foot forward, show these people what I'm getting ready to do, what I'm going to be about in 2013, and get people kind of riled up about it.
Now that you're back and you getting back on the swing of things, is there anyone out there that you haven't had a chance to work with but would like to work with someday?
There's a lot of people out there I'd like to work with. As far as men and women are concerned, I mean, the amount of people is unlimited. I know most of them are Japanese people. I'm not even gonna lie. I would love to work with the Japanese women, Joshi women, just because their style and art form is impressive. I'm not gonna lie. I am a Joshi mark. I love watching Japanese women's wrestling, good Japanese women's wrestling, their kicks, their hits, their strikes, their wrestling abilities, the storylines that they can tell is just absolutely phenomenal. And I'm in talks with a couple of different companies over Japan, and hopefully if I get this up off the ground, the all-girls show that I really want to run will have a couple of the names that I want in there. I wrestled Kong once before. I really want to wrestle her again soon. So I'm talking to somebody else about that. There is a special hardcore match that I'm going and willing to do. I'm not going to spill the beans on here because I'd rather it be a surprise. But I really want to do this match just because it's unheard of. for certain types. Um, so yeah. But as far as anybody to wrestle, heck, anybody, I'm always up for wrestling new people, new types of wrestlers. Uh, I just want that experience. So
I'm a fan of Japanese wrestling as well. The culture, just the energy that they bring is fast paced, and I mean it's just one of those things that if you're gonna be there, you better keep up. You know,
absolutely.
or you're gonna get left behind.
Hmm.
So for people that wants to contact you social media wise, Facebook, Twitter, or anything else out there, uh, how can people get in touch with you?
Well, on Facebook, I mean, Mickie Knuckles, that's right there. Twitter's the same way. All you gotta do is search Mickie Knuckles, and I'm right there on Twitter. Email account is mickieknuckles@gmail.com, all one word. Uh, and I mean, it's pretty easy to get a hold of me. I check Facebook at least 3 times a day, if not more. Twitter, I've got the app uploaded on my phone where I get, messages instantaneously. So that's a good thing. And as far as email go, I've got that on my phone as well. It pops up every time I get a new email. Oh, and mickieknuckles.com.
Awesome. MickieKnuckles.com. Check her out this coming weekend. Check her out on the benefit show as well, all for a good cause. And she's back. And so promoters go out there and book her. You know,
Absolutely.
you
And just real quick, I have been requested to do this, and it's going to happen. As you can tell, I'm in a pretty blunt area in my life, just because I'm so tired of me trying to be the nice, politically correct one, and everybody else get to say, whatever they want to say, whether it be lies, which have been said on me, or whether it be, things to try to just purposely hurt me. So I have been asked, and I'm going to do it. There is a new sheet interview coming out. It's going to be a sheet interview with questionnaires. I'll upload the link for the where you can send your questions. Anybody can ask any questions. All questions are on the table. There's nothing that I'm not going to answer. And Coriander, AK, is going to actually be the one doing the interview and asking the questions of me. But the sheet interview is going to be called Queen of the Death Matches, Balls Deep and Knuckles Up. So look for that to be released here soon, along with some new matches that have never been released before. I've got a couple matches on its way from Germany that I actually did over there, plus a couple of matches that have never been put on a DVD before. So I'm looking really forward to that DVD coming out because a lot of people have been asking me about that. And there's just a lot of good things that people are not going to be expecting this year coming from me. I've got a whole new sense of purpose. I mean, you got to think, 4 months ago, I threw away every piece of wrestling gear that I had because I was so mad at the wrestling world I was going to quit. I wasn't going to come back. And then it took several friends of mine, Dustin Ray's Cash Flow, a lot of good people I respect and admire, looking up to, threatening to kick my ass if I quit. And I got to thinking about it, and why should I let these assholes win? I'm just going to shove it in their face and prove them all wrong. And if they want to say anything about it, they can just step inside the ring with me. I won't handle this the old-fashioned way. And if they kick my ass, then they kick my ass. I'm not strong enough or bad enough to say that I can whoop anybody. But I'll be guaranteed that they're going to look just as ugly as me before it's all done.
Mickie Knuckles, putting everybody on notice. Mickie, again, it's an honor. Been a fan of you for many years, and as a proud fan of yours, I'm happy to hear that you're back, and I hope to see you again soon, somewhere in the Kentucky area at some
Oh,
point.
I'll be I'm going to be a mainstay at PWS and SWE, and eventually we'll be making our way around you. I'm sure of it. So when we get there, you just come right up and talk to me. No problem.
Absolutely. Thank you again for your time, Mickie,
No
and
problem.
you have a great
Thank you for
weekend.
having me.
You have a good night.
You too, sweetie.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
That was Mickie Knuckles. She